That down, guys. Let's move on to this, shall we? Speaking of Superman, of course, tomorrow, the full trailer for Superman comes out. By the way, what kind of show are we going to have tomorrow? We're going to be talking about the Andor finale and the brand new Superman trailer.
Yowza.
Tomorrow's going to be a busy day for us here on the John Campea Show. Looking forward to it. But that's coming. As often happens in the movie world, prior to a new trailer dropping, they decided to drop a brand new poster. And sure enough, the poster was dropped. And I got to tell you, I all kinds of love it. I all kinds of love it. It's just got this feel of classic 1950s Superman.
Yes.
That kind of the pose, the looking to the future. I love the little tagline they've been using of look up. I love that. I think that's such a brilliant, just little thing. Just look up. That's literal. That's talking about believing in the man who flies, but it also it communicates, it implies hope. Just look up. I love that. I think that's wonderful. The coloring is consistent with the other stuff that we've had before. Again, I really like the direction they've gone with this. Now, whether this is the final poster or not sure, but I really dig it. But what's more attention grabbing is that they did something that I generally don't like, which is a trailer for a trailer.
Right.
But today, we already knew the trailer was coming tomorrow. They dropped a little surprise, a little tease, if you will, a little taste. They dropped a teaser for tomorrow's trailer, where we get a couple of shots that we've seen in other, like Superman jumping in front of the little girl. I love that shot, by the way. That was in the first trailer where he jumps in front of the little girl and that slow motion and like, I love that shot. I love that shot. That was the moment for me in the first trailer that I went, yeah, I'm on board. This is great. So, a shot of the Daily Planet, some stuff we've already seen, but then we got a couple of shots they had not seen before, including this one, like jaw-dropping shot of Superman's very tiny in the shot. It's just him in a cloud behind a dust cloud behind. It just looked awesome. And then they gave us this shot of Superman like on the ground and then beside the building and taking off towards the sky. Visually, I thought it looked, look at this shot. Look at this shot. I thought that looked great. We got our first little words out of Lex Luthor, which I thought sounded great. We got a couple of new looks from him. But then we got to look at another antagonist in this Iron Man wannabe character, right? Up in the sky, fighting Superman. At first we see him like shooting...
Seamus from Metroid.
Metallo, baby.
Yeah, or shooting... You thought it could have been Cyclops shooting the optical ray out into the building, and then he starts fighting Superman in the sky. And were you able to find that one shot? This is him. If you look on his chest, there's that little star symbol.
It's Nuclear Man.
It's oh gosh. It's Quest for Peace. It's come back.
Oh God. Now I know.
So I confess, Rob, I don't know that symbol. That symbol's not jumping out at me.
You know what? It looks like a shurken. Shurken.
Yeah, it looks like a ninja star.
Ninja
right?
star. Pardon me, I mispronounced that word.
I'm just telling you, man. This looks. I love the teaser. I cannot wait for this trailer tomorrow. The fact that we got some more dialogue here. So I really like the poster. I really love the trailer. God, I'm setting myself up for disappointment once I see the movie, but I've got all the faith in the world in James Gunn. I think this looks fantastic. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, PrizePicks. What a great time to be a sports fan. Basketball playoffs are on. Hockey playoffs are on. It is the perfect time to jump into the action with PrizePicks, the easiest and most fun way to turn your sports knowledge into real winnings. PrizePicks is daily fantasy made really simple. Just pick more or less on a few player projections, like points, assists, goals, and you can win up to 2,000 times your money. For example, this week I've got Jalen Brunson for more than 24.5 points, or Jason Tatum for more than 6.5 rebounds. I love how fast and easy it is to lock in a lineup in just under a minute. Plus, they've got a couple of weekly features, like, for example, Flex Friday. If your lineup doesn't win, you get your net losses back in promo funds. And every Tuesday, check out Taco Tuesday for discounted player projections up to 25% off. So download the app today and use the code CAMPEA to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CAMPEA to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. Run your game. Anyway, Rob, you had a chance to see the new trailer. You got a chance to see this little teaser for the trailer we're getting tomorrow. What's standing out
Look,
to you?
I am very excited about this movie. I really love the approach. I thought this poster, it kind of harked back to after the post-crisis John Byrne run on Superman. When John Byrne was taking over Superman, it was a really big deal. And he went back and sort of changed the mythology a little bit, maybe depowered Superman a little bit. Of course, we lost Krypto. You know, Otto Binder and Kurt Swan probably weren't happy, but I think I like this approach, and it all feels of a piece in terms of its tone. It's a different tone than we've seen, and I really am curious about it. I'm very fired up. I can't wait to see it. I mean,
what was your favorite shot? Like the shot that you saw on that
when
thing? Takes up a strong side of the building?
Going into the clouds.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really interesting because, you know, when I was a kid, my first Superman was George Reeves in the 50s Adventures of Superman TV show, which I loved. I love the Adventures of Superman. And yet, you know, he would jump out a window and when he would fly, you know.
Yeah.
And then I got to see Christopher Reeve become Superman, not Reeves, but Reeve. And that was, you know, him taking off. Like, there's a great scene in Superman, a live action shot where he takes off and he kind of turns and he goes upside down and he waves.
Yeah.
And
kind of slowly.
Yeah, and
a little
you know,
roll.
he's obviously being lifted up. I've always loved that scene because even to this day, it conveys the idea that he really can fly, kind of this effortless. And there's something about watching a man go aloft into the air that it harks back to my youngest days on this planet. And seeing Superman take off, that's a big deal for me. What do the takeoff shots look like? And this one wasn't too fast.
Right.
Like
yeah.
you could
it wasn't
enjoy
just like a bullet out of a gun.
Yeah, you could enjoy the fact, and I know that seems weird, but that's a big deal. And I was in. I'm like,
let me ask you this, because
see.
you and I are both really excited about this film.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been many films I've been excited about and then gone and come out. But
hope it's good.
If we're both excited about it, if I were to ask you, let's say, what's your biggest fear about Superman? What's the one thing you'd be worried about this movie that it could fall into that might upend its quality or its success? What would you say?
Okay, this is going to sound a little weird. This is a great question. That it's not mythic enough. And like when I watch Superman the movie, there's the great scene where Superman is telling Ma Kent that he's leaving. You know, and it's shot in Alberta, and you hear the da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, and the camera swoops up, and you see the planes where they shot it in Alberta. Even just telling you, it's just a boy and his mother in this massive field.
Yeah.
But he's just said, look, I have to leave. It's mythic. I mean, it's small town America, John Williams music, and it has this mythic scope and sweep in terms of the heart of what Superman can mean to people. And he's not even Superman yet. It's just him. It's him leaving Smallville. I just hope that this has that. It doesn't have to have that mythic quality everywhere. I still want him to go to to Smallville and to Metropolis and see all the stuff that's going on. But I do want it to have that mythic feel. And I think that's what the Donner movie did that people weren't expecting. Because the Adventures of Superman TV series was not mythic. It was Superman. It was on TV, but it was always like, well, Lois, I'm a better reporter than you. And we all knew that, because Clark Kent was a total baller in that show. But that's what I want. I want the mythic nature of it. And look, Zack Snyder was good at bringing, there is certain imagery that created that mythical sense of who Superman was.
Oh, dude, his first flight in Man of Steel is
Fantastic.
like, it's just
when
mind-blowingly
Superman's
good.
coming over the ice,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of, he's really great at that mythic imagery. But the reason the Donner mythic imagery worked in that particular scene is it was derived from emotion. It was derived from the emotion of Superman saying, I have to leave. And we knew what was going to happen after that. And the music and everything. I want to have that, which I have, by the way, not got from anything that I've seen from this movie. All the stuff has been fun. I did love the Fortress of Solitude, the shot where the Fortress of Solitude rotates around.
Oh, okay,
to
that
get the
was awesome.
That was what I'm like,
Yeah.
that's what I want. I
Yeah.
want that out of this movie.
And
want,
I don't know if our audience has seen that yet. I think that was only in the
no, I
CinemaCon.
think it was in the preview.
Was it?
Wasn't
Did they
when
put that part in the
when they
preview
hit
too?
him with the light?
Okay, I thought they might have ended it before that part.
I mean, that was when the Fortress, I was like,
Yeah, when
wow.
the whole fortress started to rotate.
I
towards
was
the
like,
sun.
okay.
I'll tell you
And
what
that's,
my worry is. Here's my fear. My fear is summed up in the movie Thor: Love and Thunder. James Gunn is fabulous. This is really embodied in Slither, a movie that is absolutely hilarious and a really good horror movie, all at the same time, greatly balanced. He knows when to lean more into the silly. That's what Peacemaker's for. It gets more into it there, right? So he's great at that balance. My fear, the thing that I think that could derail Superman, because I want lightheartedness in Superman
yeah.
with the heavier stuff. I want some joyful silliness going along with dire consequences and dire things at stake. I need that. I want that balance, right? Like, here's what I want. I want the adorableness breaking the tension of a broken and beaten Superman, and this adorable, faithful Krypto comes to get him. What I don't want is while getting him, Krypto and Superman's bleeding on the snow, Krypto then lifts one leg and pees on his face, going, Krypto.
Yeah.
What I don't want that. So my fear, where I think this movie could go off the rails, not that it will, because I trust James Gunn, but if it did have a weak rail, I think it's that it makes the mistake that Thor: Love and Thunder did, and it goes too much. I want joy. I want humor. I want laughs in this movie. But I don't want them to overdo it on that at the expense of everything else. If he can keep that back, if he can Thor Ragnarok Superman and
Right.
avoid it and avoid being Thor: Love and Thunder, I think this can be great. But that's my worry. That's my fear.
They're kind of aligned. I think you and I are in different ways.
Yeah. All right, guys. Question tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow the Superman trailer drops, and I can't wait for it. And we're going to be talking about the Andor finale. Anyway, guys, what do you think about the new poster? I really love the new poster. I love the iconography of it. I love the feel of it, and I really like what we saw in the teaser. What are you looking forward to in this main thing? Whatever you guys feel, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.